let's be honest, there's a lot of builders that place traps. And obviously, it's because of the lack of experience, but they place so many traps in one room when they could save so much capacity to do something really optimized and that would be as effective as what they built. You are using a lot of cores, right? And you want to also hide a bit the room. You want to make sure that the player doesn't see much, and obviously you want to use the cursor, and which is completely normal because you want to block the view. You absolutely want this. So, what do you do when you're like this? So the thing is, to optimize this kind of setup, instead of using so many cubes, it's more more interesting to just play with some corrosive cubes and put hardened skin on it with a bomb ejector. And with a bomb ejector, this entire room can be covered by it. But now the question is, how do we do this? Because all right, it's nice. It's nice. I can actually have a bomb ejector covering all of this, but how do I do that? Well, it's simple. First, we remove all of this. We're also going to remove the cannon back, and we're gonna tighten a bit our room. Right? Maybe what we can do here is block this way. This way. Yep. We also gonna remove this. We also gonna remove Ravager. And now we are going to work with the bombs. So what's happening when we play with the bombs? So first, what we're gonna do is placing chaos bombs and spring load. These are the two most important things for this setup, or at least to optimize this area. So when you do this, when you use the spring load and chaotic bombs, it means that your bombs, as you know, they are going to bounce a lot. And with the spring load, it allows you to throw bombs pretty much everywhere and on the other side of the room. But how do you do that? Because if we're triggering the bomb ejector here, there is no way the bombs are going to arrive here. Well, this is where you will have to play with the corrosive cubes. And so to do that, you are going to place some corrosive cubes, this, on hard skin. So you place them on hard skin. First of all, you do this. And now, what you can do also is maybe lowering a bit your path. And you are going to understand why we want to lower the path, even if somehow we are putting the player in a better position to reach the other part of the, of the path. So why we do this is because it's possible that the bombs, where they're gonna bounce on the corrosive cube on our skin, they might not reach the height here. We can try, you see, but it's possible that they might not reach there, or maybe a few chances. By lowering just by one cube, we give so much more chance for the bombs to kill a raider here. So now that we have this, what we can do, if we want, for example, to kill the raider here, because the bombs might go this way or might go this way. So how do we make things more chaotic for the player? By saving capacity. Well, the thing is, because you have a chaotic bombs, what you can do is just close it. You close, and actually you can open here. Maybe not. Let me check. So maybe having something like this. And then maybe having a cube. Like cubes that could drive bombs this way. Alright? So we're gonna continue driving the bombs here because we don't want them to be lost near the wall. And we are going to do this. There. Okay. So now our bombs can go this way. And actually, we're going to lower the here. And we're going to put a pick because we want the bombs to go down there. Okay, so now we can have our bombs going this way. We can have our bombs going this way. And we can have our bombs going this way. Or at least we want our bombs to go this way. So how do we do this? Well, here it's kind of tricky because we can open a bit on the side. But it's pretty much the bombs that are going to decide where they're going to go. Thing is, we can try, here it require a test. We can try to have a cursive art skin here or here. We'll have to try to see what are the best results. So now that we have this, we also want, because the raider will know the path, we want to hit the raider here, right? So what are we gonna do? Because our chaotic bombs might bounce on this side or on this side and then got lost here. So to prevent them lost, we're going to change something. We are going to place slopes here. And because it's chaotic bombs, we need more than just one height between our floor and the cursive. Because, you know, they bounce a lot. So we are going to remove this and then put slopes here. And of course, because we want to drive bombs, we can do this way. There. So now, with our bomb ejector, we can maybe close here. There you go. So now with our bomb ejector, we can reach this path. We can reach this. We can reach here. And we can reach here. Now let's make sure that what we have planned is working. Because obviously, well, it might work. Because in theory, it might work. But it's just theory. So we have to try to see if it's actually working. So let's make sure that our idea is working and see how the bombs are reacting. All right, here we go. Not bad. Not bad, right? And so I hit here, 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 here. Did I hit somewhere around here? Not really. That's unfortunate. So we probably have to make some modifications over there. But I observed one thing, is that the bombs cannot reach this part. So if we want the raider to be more in danger, what we can do is lowering our path here and having our path already like this. All right. So when the raider is coming this way, the bombs can reach the raider already. And what we can do to prevent the raider to see where is the path is eventually doing this. Why we do this? It's because if you put some visual noise to a player, they might not find the path immediately. Especially a speedrunner, you don't need to hide it with cursive cube. You can just do this, and speedrunners, they don't really know where they are going. So you can lead a speedrunner by just having some lights. So let's say some easy light to see. There we go. So we go this way. And then if we want, we can do this. Or we can just go for something like this. So here, we want to show a bit the path of a raider, so for the speedrunners, because we want them to go fast and to get caught by the bombs. So what we want to do is making sure that they follow the path that we want them to go for. And so here we put the lights. So we can just go 3x3 because I think it's good to have 3 lights following each other. You can go for full light. I wouldn't recommend it because like I'm epileptic, so it can make me sick if there's too many lights or too many colors. So it's just for people, like if you want to make sure that people are playing your map and are not getting sick, just make sure that you don't put too many lights or too many colors. Like for example, you know the props, this, if players are spamming this, I got sick and I cannot play the outpost. So I'm leaving because I physically cannot play the outpost. You don't need to put so many corrosive cubes whenever you're doing a split or you're trying to hide things from to a speedrunner. It's useless to put holo cubes or to put corrosive cubes. Unless in very specific, I would say specific parts or specific setups. Otherwise, don't try to hide where the bombs are landing when you're doing a bomb sleep against a speedrunner. Just so you know, if a bomb explodes in a corrosive cube, it doesn't deal damage to the player. Now, how it looks like when you're playing with spring-load chaos bombs with their hard skin. Okay, so obviously it didn't work very well for me here, but you see the idea. You see what I want to do with all of that. So, as you can see, we have a bomb here. We have a bomb here. We got a bomb here. So, it's pretty effective, but, again, something is missing. So, what is missing? Is it maybe it's too far? It's too maybe like too big, like the gap here is too big? We have to check and see with a different throws, because you cannot just check with one throw, because one throw is, you can have a good throw, there you go, like this one, and you can have a shitty throw like the previous one. So let's try again and see how it works. Like for example, if I'm going this way. Okay, so here we might have a problem because our bombs are bouncing too much here. So what do we do? Because they're chaos bombs, we might have to, for example, replace our slopes and like place them differently. So because this is not seen by the raider, we can do whatever we want below, right? So we are gonna do this. Unfortunately, I have bedrock here, but you got the idea. And once the bomb bounce on this cube, it will bounce back on this slope and then lead the bomb here. So that's the aim of opening a slightly more for the chaos bombs to have the room to bounce here, bounce back on this side, and then got a lead in this way. So now we can try again and see how it works. So let's say I'm going this way. All right. So if I'm going all the way around, I'm getting killed. And let's see now what we can do if, for example, I'm going this way. Okay. So we have to check something here because it doesn't go the way we want. We have to check what's happening with those bombs. Hello? Okay. Okay, we'll have to redo this one. Okay. So now what we can do, because as we can see, maybe this was not the best idea. So maybe what we need is just having to drive the bombs more like this. So why do we put a flat surface here? It's because the bombs are going to bounce here, or they could possibly also bounce here, and this shape will allow the bomb to get some height. So meaning that if the raider is here, the bomb that is going to explode is going to be like in middle air, like I would say around here. Meaning that if the raider is jumping or not jumping, he will get caught by the bombs. So let's retry and see if our theory is actually working. It's better, but we are still missing something, and I think I know what is. So again, it's at the bottom. It's like under the player, so the player don't see what we're doing here, the shapes we're giving to our base. That means that here we can possibly play with the slopes. We can play at this height with the slopes, or we can play this way. It really depends how the bombs are going to react, to be honest with you, at this point. But we can definitely make it work that way. So here I'm putting slopes because I saw a bomb bouncing here or somewhere around, and that was going towards this wall. But the thing is, the bomb hit the wall but didn't go anywhere. So I want the bomb to come back to the path. So I put slopes to drive back the bombs. And here I put a peak this way because I don't want a slope put like this. Why? Because here I have a flat surface, okay? And a flat surface means that my bomb gonna bounce here and bounce back where it was. So I want a peak that drives the bomb again towards the path. So I want to maximize my chance for each bomb that is falling to go back towards the path. So now let's try and see how it goes. Okay, so we have a problem here. We hit here. Maybe what we can do. We're gonna try this. We're gonna remove this part. Yeah, let's go this way. Let's go this way and see how it's working. Because I'm wondering if the middle cube was not affecting effectiveness to reach this part. No. So, what's happening with our bombs? Okay. And we hit here, here. Looks like we hit pretty much everywhere. All right. Let's try again. Okay, so we have a problem here because we are not reaching this area anymore. So that means that here we need to do something. We need to come back to our original idea, unfortunately. But it's okay. It's okay. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so this way I can drive bombs. I might have to change slightly. Probably like this. And then maybe lower a bit more the path this way. So the bombs can kill the player around here. So we can try again and see how it goes. And this is how I optimize my my base. There you go. One bomb ejector to cover your wall. You don't need more. Obviously, this bomb ejector will not work against slow raiders. Unless you are trying to to make it work in a certain way. Maybe you can have something that is bringing bombs back this way, and then this way. Not even sure it's gonna work. Let's try, just for fun. Well, it works. So you can do something sneaky like this for slow raiders if you want. But again, it's just how you want to place your environment and how you want to play with your bombs. Just one mob ejector can be crazy, as you can see here. Like, I can kill a raider that is just behind, or I can kill a raider that is here with just my bomb ejector. Obviously, if I'm doing this, I'm lowering my chance to have bombs this way. But at the same time, I would say that most of the bombs gonna be in this area, so it should be fine. You can try to do this. And it's funny because, like, if you go back, you are definitely not expecting this. And if you are forcing the player to go back this way, they're probably gonna get caught by this. The issue is right now is that you will have to put a corrosive cube because it's for slow raiders, so you will have to hide this setup to slow raiders, so you probably have to do this. And then they're gonna look forward, and you will have to force the players to look forward. Now, because we have a room that is optimized with this setup, we are going to check the price of this room compared to the previous one. So this room has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 corrosive cubes. So 7 corrosive cubes, it's 140 capacity, plus the 20 capacity here, so it's 160. 160, 270, 280. So here you have a room covered for 280 capacity. Whereas Yams, his room costs 800 capacity. So we're reduced by, I'm not good at math, 75% the cost of one room. So yeah, this is how you can optimize your room, and this is why like I'm telling that most of the players they overwhelm the player because they don't know how to optimize, and it's completely normal. Like, it took me 3,000 hours to get to this, so I completely understand, and this is why I'm sharing that with you. It's important that you are able to challenge what you have learned and see what you can do different, so it could be cheaper than your previous idea. And I love doing this because so this kind of setup can work for everything. It can work for claw, it can work for bullshot, it can work for incinerator, it can work for pretty much everything. It's really up to you how you want to play with your environment. Because right now we have one room, we just need to put some props in it, and we don't need more. We have our first room here, at least for speedrunners. Now, if you want to get the slow raiders, so we have the split here, but we can go for something a bit sassy against them. So, or we make this holocube, I would say, obvious. So we attract the attention to this holocube, and we prepare something to kill them this way. Or what we do, and this is what slow players are usually doing, is they follow the path. Now, the thing is, in our room here, it's pretty tight, right? We don't have a high ceiling. We don't have much room to hide something on the ceiling. So what we have to do right now is making sure that we are catching the raider off guard by making a sorry, by making I would say a coherent environment, like a consistent environment. And in this environment, we place a trap. So what I mean by a consistent environment is, for example, you have this, and here you put a launch pad with camouflage. Obviously, here the rate is gonna be like, bro, no, you won't get me. Especially if I see a corrosive cube here, you cannot get me with that. So how we can now force, for example, a slow raider here to be caught? Well, for example, what we can do is having pipes, but pipes that are actually on the ceiling, and we can make something cute. Or not, but we can play with environment, having some pipe here. Actually, maybe not pipe here. Maybe this way. And then we go this way, this way. The thing is, we can play with the pipes like this, but it's possible that it's gonna stop our splits. So we have to make sure that it doesn't nuke our previous setup. Hi, Bianca. So now that we have pipes here, and this is kind of like part of environment, and we make the player understand that they are pipes because this is part of it. I would say on the environment of the theme of a map. We have to hide something. We have to hide something in those pipes. So we have a path that is here. All right. Let's put a mark. So, let's say that the path is here. All right. So when slow raiders, they're gonna go this way, then right here, and pass here. So now our objective is to make sure that they won't see our trap there. So I cannot tell you that there is there is no magic recipe, I would say, for that. Some slow players, Bianca, please. There are some players that are going to spot your traps. Some others won't. It's really up to you. But again, it's how you set up your environment. If you put a scene, you set up a scene, you will have so much more chance to kill a slow raider because it's part of what you have built. It's part of what you have built. So let's say here what I want is I don't know. I want maybe another bomb ejector that could actually work against also both speedrunners and slow raiders. So here we might have to change something, but again, here we might have a problem because bombs might bounce on this. So we will probably have to think another way. But what we can do, for example, is maybe having a bomb ejector here. Okay. That is aiming this way. And what we can do is having something something like this. And what we're doing here is preparing the ground for the, I would say, the next setup. All right. So because now I would say our setup with the bomb ejector at the beginning is working, we want to make sure that our next setup will synergize with this one, because we don't want one of our setup to be I would say nuked by our next setup. This is not what we want. So I want my bomb ejector here. All right. So now my bomb ejector, should I hide it or not? This is the question. So the question is no, you shouldn't hide it. why you shouldn't hide it is because the more you try to hide something, the worse it gets, and like the more obvious it is. So what I do usually, actually, we will probably have to do more something like this. Maybe something like this. There, and we go up again. So it shouldn't destroy our setup with the bombs. We'll have to check just to make sure that we are not um, destroying our bombs. But this slope is preparing the ground for this bomb ejector. So now we have this, and you know what I mean because you see that there are two corrosive cubes here. And why we don't put corrosive cubes is because we don't want the slow raider to see what's through. And we also want our bombs to get through the corrosive. So we force the player to go this way. They're probably gonna look this way. We probably will have to lower a bit the lights, and I'm going to explain you why. And so we force the player to be careful, to look at the path because it's a kind of weird path, and they have to be very careful. And they're like, okay, all right, I'm going down. I've been in this path before. I didn't see any traps, so I'm safe. And Jesus Christ, what's happening with my game? And so that means that I'm okay here. I'm definitely okay. And I see corrosive cube here, so in my raider brain, because plenty of people are doing this, there is a bomb ejector that is over there. They don't imagine that there's a bomb ejector here. They imagine that this is right after this corrosive cube. So you trick the raider by making them think that they know the truth while they don't. Now, should we have the cows bombs or not? This is something that requires, I would say, some that would require some test. Sorry for that, but I would say we can do without, and we can try with both actually, and see how it goes. But first, we are going to lower the lights. And why we want to lower the lights? It's because lights draw the attention of a raider, right? If you see a light, what your player instinct does is looking at the lights because it's safe, it's nice, you see things. So instead of having the lights here, we are going to put the lights here because the player will have to pay more attention to what's up there. And if you want, you can place props like this, so it's safe. It shows to the player that even if there is nothing, I would say there is no light, it's props, so it's not traps. So players will move forward and move this way, okay? And they're gonna follow the lights. Try to make it a bit scary, so put some props, put some, I don't know, you can put some planks here, like this, to make it look scarier, and put like pipes, like this way. Just like put some charm in it, put some decals, just to bring some charm, because this is very important, again, to set the scene in your outpost. The more you spend time into decoration, props, and making an environment that is consistent, the easier it's going to be for you to kill a raider, especially the slow ones. So we have our props here. Let's say we're fine with this. So what we're going to try now is, as a slow raider, moving forward to see if we can see the bomb ejector. And as you can see here, if you look at the middle of your screen, jump up, please. if you look at the middle of your screen, like of the cursor, so look at the cursor with me, you don't see the bomb ejector. Of course, if you leave the middle of your screen, you see it. But if you are in the middle of your screen, you don't see it. So that's why I don't put a corrosive cube, I don't put on low, because it draws the attention of a raider. What I can do though is maybe putting some, I can put some lights here just to make it more, feel more safe for the raiders, so they won't probably look up. But right now, it's almost invisible. So I'm moving forward. I'm a slow raider. I'm following. I can eventually put a piston here with the explosive if I want. And then I arrive here. And because I know I've been there before, I'm not going to look up. Or if you want to prevent someone to look up, we can put additional pipes somewhere to just hide this. Not the full ceiling, just hide this. And so I move forward. I'm like, okay, I'm fine. Oh no. And now our new problem is, how do we make this interesting for slow raiders? Also, I don't know if you have noticed this, but if we're triggering the bomb ejector. Okay, wonderful. Thank you, bomb ejector, for being with me for the showcase. That's super nice of you. There you go. It can also go on the other side. So that means that on the other side, you also can play with the environment to optimize for another bomb eject. Now, as you can see, it's not very reliable. So we can increase the height of this, but that means we will have to increase the height of our ceiling so it's equal for the wall room. Because obviously, if you see a hole here, you're like, something wrong, right? So if we increase the level of the ceiling by 1, we have to do this pretty much everywhere. Or we can just have pipes on, like, close to the ceiling, and the ceiling 1 cube higher, so the pipes are already in the scene and it looks natural. So what we can do too, because I don't think this corrosive cube is worth, is having another corrosive cube here. That would be probably more effective, or we can have a third corrosive cube here just in case, if you really want all the bombs to go through. I would suggest just 2 would be enough, but it's really up to you. The thing is, right now we have a problem, is that we cannot reach players here, and this is where getting height becomes very interesting. Suddenly you have much more room. It's basically the distance is the line of sight of a bolt shot. It's the same. So with 7 cube high, suddenly you can do so much more things. And this is where it becomes very interesting when you're playing with the Eagle Eye on the bomb ejector, is that we can place this one 2 cubes higher. So 1, 2. And I think I can go up 1 more. I'm not sure, but I think I can. Yeah, I can go 1 more. So now, with my Eagle Eye, and it's okay. It's okay if it doesn't, it's not at the bottom of the cube, right? Because the thing is, as long as the player pass through this zone, it will trigger. Like, I think it's or the feet or more than 50% or 50% of the body is seen by the trap. See? And so if you do this, suddenly your opportunities to do crazy stuff with the bomb ejector increase so much more. So now that we have a bomb ejector here, what we can do example, is having a bomb split here. For example, we can have this. Mm, yeah, we don't need to split more than that. We're aiming a very specific area. So we are aiming this area. We are aiming this area. So which means that we'll have to, for example, open a bit more here. We'll have to allow the bombs to go this way. But again, it means that you have to open more your base. Here is just an example of how crazy it can be with your bomb eject. And with this way, your bomb here can now reach this part of the base. And this is what you're looking for. So if we redo this, we are going to get bombs this way. We're going to have bombs this way. Oh, I didn't close it, so I'm not sure we can have all the bombs. But no, okay, wonderful. So what's happening here? It's probably because it's too... Oh, it should be fine. I thought it would be too high, but it's not. So I guess we're just gonna do this, this, and now we should have bombs going this way, and also landing here. And obviously you can make it even more chaotic if you want to place the cow spawn. I'm like, oh no, shit. Okay, I see what's happening. There you go. Oh. So you can try to play this way if you want. I would say that this is kind of dangerous because players might look around. But again, it's because the ceiling is really low here. So they will instantly spot that. But if you have a kind of a structure like this, that again sounds natural, you should be fine. Okay, and we go like this. There you go. It sounds natural, more or less. Yeah, we don't have really a choice. Sounds more or less natural, and this is also the most difficult part when you are optimizing your environment with any traps, is to make sure that you also have a right shape, and sometimes the shapes can be a bit bitchy. There you go. So I got killed here. Let's try again and see. So I'm gonna stop just right there to see if I can get killed. I get killed. And I would say that the only safe place is here. So if we want to have this place that is not safe of a raider, then we'll have to open more. Because what we want is having more opportunities to kill the raider. So we open there. Obviously, the more you open, the more you spread your bombs, so which is great because it makes your bombs unpredictable. But there is also a chance that your bombs will probably not land where you want because you split the chance of reaching certain areas. So I would say here maybe we might need overspring load of the cow's bombs because we have two hard skin here, and the bombs might just land there. That's something that we have to check. So let's try again and see if I can get hit here. In theory, I can. In theory, I can. Which is great. It confirms me that I'm on the right track. So maybe by just driving slightly more of the bombs, I can do this. I can put it off. If not, we're gonna try with a spring load. Yeah. Yeah, see? Not bad. Not bad. So that means we can maybe optimize our first room so it can fit the first setup and the second setup. Because as you can see, we have been saved by the cube that was here, like the full cube. So if we put slopes here, we open more, and at the same time we keep driving the bombs from the first bomb ejector. And when we trigger this one, there you go. You got the idea. So now this bomb ejector can kill me here, 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 and can possibly kill me around here in this area. So this is why I'm suggesting you to open. I know it sounds super scary. I know it sounds like absolutely insane to do these kind of things. But this is the best way to I would say to surprise the raiders. I'm gonna need water. But yeah, having a massive building like this is how it's gonna help you to catch slow raiders, but also to trick speedrunners, because this thing is effective for every type of raiders. Depending on how you play with your bomb ejector, it will be good against everyone. And what you can do, because here, as you can see, we have a slope. Well, we can open here. We can open, have the slope here, and maybe I don't know, we can have something going this way, and we are forcing the raider to go up. No, yeah, we're forcing the players to go up this way. Yeah. Like this. So that means that my bombs can also reach the player here. So I can kill a player here. 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 Here. And here. With just one bomb ejector. And this is how I optimize my environment. The more you open, the more you create opportunities for your traps to be unpredictable. And we can do the same thing here. We open. We open this way. And now we can have bombs going this way. And you can also go crazy. Let's imagine instead of having your path going this way, we want to have our path going this way. So what we can do is having a corrosive cube here that is letting bombs going through this hole. And yeah, we can pretty much kill the raider here. It really depends how you want to do it. Obviously here I opened like a lot, so bombs can go really anywhere. So I'm not sure if with this try it's gonna work out. I don't know if the timing is good. Yeah, great. No, okay, it didn't work for this one. I will probably have to work around this setup to make sure that bombs can fall into this pit. Maybe kind of hard, maybe not. I don't know. We can also have a second corrosive cube here if you want. And so your first room that was just with one setup can become more expensive, but at the same time, this room has a multi-purpose whenever the raider is going through your map. Like you are recycling your traps because they are dangerous on the first wave, like on the first setup, because these cubes are dangerous because obviously the players cannot sit in this. But at the same time, because they were dangerous for the first setup, they become dangerous for also the second setup because they are used again for this second. So, um, I hope this can give you ideas. The aim is just to give you like some ideas about how, not I wouldn't say how, but more about uh, having fun and to inspire you to create new things. We can try again to test. But yeah, this is how I work with my setups, and people are saying, yeah, but you always have yeah, there you go. So see, if I'm reworking a bit my path, I can get a kill here. So the fact is, yes, I'm ahead of you, but it's just pay attention to your surroundings, and obviously you will never know what to expect if you don't know the map. But the idea is to create setup like this. I know it sounds dangerous, and some of you might be like, "Ooh, I have to open. Ooh, and what if a player is looking up? Ooh, plenty of things." I completely understand. So if, for example, the player is going up, what do I do? Because basically my whole setup is dead. Then this is where you start to build around your setup. So, for example, um, you try for the first time this kind of setup and it works, but players are looking up a lot. So there are two reasons. The first one, it might be because your scene is not properly set up, or you don't draw the attention properly to the raider, or it's just too obvious. Now what you can do is making a bit obvious if you want, and then play around this. So, for example, speedrunners, they won't care about this, but slow raiders, they will. So, they will probably destroy it. So, what do you do? Well, you open more. You open more, and so, for example, you can have a part of your base that is protecting this bomb ejector. By protecting this bomb ejector, what I mean is more like mm, kind of a cover, but not really a cover. I don't know how to explain this. It's like you. Let's take the idea that you are building a level into a level. Like it's like Inception. You have a trap into a trap, and right now you have your setup that is ready, and what you want is, just in case players are going to spot what you have built, you want to have a backup. So your backup can be many different things. It can be guards, it can be ball shot, it can be another bomb ejector, it can be plenty of things. Now the thing is, depending on how you're gonna protect it, it's really up to you, and it will also be depending on your environment. How do you want to set up your environment? Do you want something open, or do you want something pretty tight? And if, for example, you're using a ball shot with a hunter mod, do you have the room for your ball shot to kill the raider? Because let's say we're gonna take the example that we want a ball shot here. All right, we want a ball shot to protect this, so we can have a ball shot here. All right, but and it's only my opinion. And by the way, guys, if you have question, because I'm talking, but if you have question, please let me know. For me, this is too close. This is way too close from the raider because the bolts won't have the time to follow the raider. So what I like to do is having long range bolt shot. We are at maximum range, and so we have a hunter mod. So with a hunter mod, The further the player is, the better it is for the hunter mod. Now, if you have something that is kind of a bit tight like this, an environment that is kind of tight like this, but the raider cannot hide from your bullshot because it's tight, but you have the room for your bullshot to be efficient. That's good. That's really good. So you open more for your bullshot, so the players cannot hide behind this. Let's say this way, right? Here you have no room to hide from a bullshot. But if I'm going down, I will be safe. So what we can do here is, for example, putting corrosive cubes. But again, it's because here we have a low ceiling. Remember, because we probably will have a higher ceiling. So we can put corrosive cube here. And obviously, because our ceiling is low, we will have to change a bit the shape of our ceiling. We can probably play more this way. So, because I'm going down, because I destroyed this, and I'm going down, I will have to make sure that my bolts that are over there can reach me here. And I can attest you, this is possible. This is definitely possible. Let's make sure first that should be okay like this. And now we need to so how do we get there? Maybe by opening here, but we will probably nuke our first setup. And this one is probably going to yeah, it will probably, so this cube will probably nuke some of our bolts. But let's try. Let's see if our craziness can work. Actually, I don't put the relentless because here it's far, and if I'm using only the hunter, you know, all the bolts gonna be fired at once. With a relentless, it gives a 2-second window for the bullshot to shoot all of his bolts, meaning that it has the time to adapt to the height of a raider. So, for example, here I'm shooting. Oh no. Okay, so here we had a problem. Yep, here. So it's here our problem. As you can see here, it's our problem. It's like where we're losing our bolts, and those bolts would have probably killed us. Now, maybe we can do things differently because, you know, we modified a path a bit, so we can go back to our original idea of having a path that is kind of straight like this. So maybe we can have something interesting. But, and this is where it becomes tricky, because we remove the path of our first setup, it might be kind of hard to make it work. Maybe we can, so maybe by using this this shape, because it will open. I'm not even sure it's gonna work. Yeah, we're probably gonna nuke some of our bolts, especially here, as we saw. So maybe if we remove this one, and you know, we open like this, we put a cursive cube here. Yeah, I'm becoming way too greedy with my setups. I'm mixing so many setups. I'm not sure we can do this with all the setups we currently have. But you got the idea. You can mix one setup with another, and obviously at some point it's gonna be difficult. But see, we can do this. We can definitely do this. Now it's to know where we lose the bolts. So we lost the bolt here, we lost the bolt here. Um, well, well. So yeah, bolts here and bolts here, but these ones are the first ones, so obviously we're gonna lose them. Um, but yeah, as you can see, we can make it work. It's just how, again, you place your environment. Here, the thing is, do we sacrifice maybe a bit of the efficiency of our first, um, I would say, our first setup? Or do we keep like this, and this one we can probably maybe put it on the other side, meaning that instead of having the shot here, we can have the bull shot on the other side, and then we can work with this part of the base. It's really up to you. Um, Again, I'm not forcing you. I'm just giving you ideas to think about if you are interested in this kind of craziness. But yeah, it's a really fun time to do this kind of things. And again, make sure that you have an environment that is interesting and that catch the attention of a raider whenever you're building. So, um, like you can see here, it's kind of bland. So we can put some, I don't know, some props here, and suddenly it becomes much nicer. Um, like we kind of have I would say noise, like I would say visual noise, which is great. This is what we want as a builder. We want this noise to be I wouldn't say annoying to the raider, but to distract the raider. And as you can see, just having some props change a lot of things. And you go like this, you put some vents here. You can also play with the lights. So we can place some lights here. The main importance whenever you're placing lights is the consistency. Let me take an example. It's going to be super easy to understand. I don't have any game in mind, but what I'm going to tell you is probably something that you will understand. When for those who played Dying Light, whenever um, you can do some parkour. There is like a yellow paint on the edge of the well, on the edge of like items or the houses and stuff like this. So uh this is an item for level design. It's designed to help players know where they are going. So it's consistent because every time you see this paint, you know that you can climb. So, for example, you can play with those lights and the players won't notice it because this is their instinct players. This is how they work. This is how we have been taught when we were playing games. So, for example, for me, I'm using those lights for speedrunners. So, for example, whenever you see this light in my maps, it's I'm indicating you the path, and then I'm using the other lights for decoration, but I still keep a consistent lighting to guide the players so they know where they're going because they will recognize the light and they're like, okay, so I've seen like I've seen those lights on the path, so I will probably follow these lights. It's it's simple as that. If you see lights in a certain shape, you know that this is the right path. And this is how you guide players. And this is how I would say that players think that I'm ahead of them. It's not that I'm ahead of them, it's because I'm guiding them where I want. And this is the whole difference. I'm not guessing where you are going. So, guys, I'm going to send you to Itzik here. So, thank you very much for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have uh, If you haven't followed, please follow. It would be more than appreciated to do that. And for those on YouTube, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. And hopefully gonna give you ideas. If you have any question, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I will answer them in the next stream. Again, the aim of those streams is just to give you ideas and to show you, uh, maybe like to get you out of the funnel vision that we usually are. And we all have been. We all have been. But yeah, hopefully it's gonna help you. And again, if you have any question, feel free to let me know. You can also join the Discord. I can also put it. I can also put it in the description. But yeah, hopefully you're gonna enjoy it. And see you next time. Take care, everyone.